He signed his wife's death warrant 3 months before he killed her. She had no idea. While she was making breakfast for their kids, while she was kissing him goodbye every morning, while she was planning their anniversary dinner, he was planning her funeral. The insurance policy was already approved, the murder weapon already purchased, the alibi already crafted. But here's the twist that changes everything. He only planned to kill her. The kids, that was never part of the plan. Until everything went wrong. Until his 8-year-old daughter walked in at the worst possible moment. Until his 6-year-old son started screaming. And then the loving father became something else entirely. A monster who killed 3 people in cold blood, without hesitation, without mercy. But why? What could drive a man to murder his entire family? The answer will destroy everything you think you know about marriage, about trust, about the person sleeping next to you every night. Because Michael Torres looked like the perfect husband, the devoted father, the man everyone trusted. And he almost got away with it. If you think you can spot a killer, think again. Thank you to everyone who's been following these cases with me. Your support means everything as we dive deep into these dark truths. If you're new to Crime Vault, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what I'm about to reveal, you won't find this anywhere else. And trust me, you don't want to miss the twist that's coming. Let me paint you a picture of the Torres family. Michael Torres, 41 years old, regional sales manager for a pharmaceutical company, 6-figure salary, never missed a parent-teacher conference. His wife Amanda, 37, former nurse turned stay-at-home mom, president of the PTA, organized neighborhood barbecues. Their daughter Sophia, 8 years old, straight-A student, loved ballet and drawing pictures of unicorns. Their son Lucas, 6, Little League superstar, collected Pokemon cards like they were gold. They lived in Westfield, New Jersey. Beautiful colonial house, manicured lawn, 2 cars in the driveway. The American dream, right? But here's what the neighbors didn't see, what even Amanda's closest friends never suspected. Michael had been living a lie for 2 years. November 15, 2023, that's when their perfect world crumbled. When 3 bodies were found in that beautiful colonial house. But the story starts much earlier. 3 months earlier to be exact. August 20th, 2023. That's when Michael made his decision. Amanda had to die. Not because he didn't love her anymore. Not because they fought. Not because of another woman. Because she found something. Something that would destroy him if it ever came to light. And Michael Torres wasn't the type of man to let that happen. He'd rather commit murder. But what did Amanda find? What secret was so dangerous that it cost her life? That's where this story gets really dark. For 18 months, Michael Torres had been stealing from his company. Not petty cash, not office supplies. $850,000. He was the regional sales manager. He had access to client accounts. He knew how to move money without being detected. At first it was just a loan, just $50,000 to cover some investments that went bad. He'd pay it back before anyone noticed. But the investments kept failing. The hole kept getting bigger, and Michael kept stealing to cover his tracks. By August 2023, he was in too deep, way too deep. The company was planning an audit, a routine check that happened every 2 years. Michael knew he had maybe 6 weeks before they discovered everything. 6 weeks before his life imploded, before criminal charges, before prison, before his perfect family learned their perfect father was a thief. That's when Amanda made her fatal mistake. August 18th, she was organizing their home office, getting ready for tax season. She found a bank statement for an account she didn't know existed. $27,000, just sitting there, in her husband's name. When she confronted Michael, he had a story ready, a bonus from work, a surprise he was saving for their anniversary. But Amanda wasn't stupid. She'd been a nurse for 10 years before staying home with the kids. She knew how to spot lies. So she did something that signed her death warrant. She called Michael's boss just to congratulate him on giving her husband such a generous bonus. What bonus? His boss asked. Michael hasn't received any bonuses this year. That conversation lasted 3 minutes. It was enough to kill her. Because now Amanda knew, not everything, but enough to ask questions, enough to dig deeper. And Michael couldn't let that happen. That night he made his decision. Amanda had to go. But here's the thing about planning a murder. It's not like the movies. You can't just shoot someone and disappear. You need a plan, a good one. And Michael Torres thought he had the perfect plan. Michael spent 3 weeks researching how to kill his wife. not on his home computer. That would leave a trail. He used the computers at public libraries, different ones each time. How to stage a home invasion. How to make murder look like robbery. Which weapons leave the least evidence. He studied police procedures, crime scene protocols, even watched old episodes of CSI. Michael was methodical, careful, smart. He knew exactly when to do it. November 15th, the kids had a sleepover planned at Amanda's sister's house. They'd be gone for the night. Perfect timing. No witnesses. He knew exactly how to do it. A staged break-in through the back door. Amanda would be upstairs, getting ready for bed. He'd make it quick. He even knew what to steal to make it look real. Electronics, jewelry, cash from Amanda's purse. Everything would point to a random burglary gone wrong. A tragic accident. The grieving widower would collect the life insurance money, $500,000, enough to pay back the company and start fresh somewhere else. With the kids, of course, he wasn't a monster. Or so he thought. September 15th, Michael bought the murder weapon. A knife from a sporting goods store. Paid cash. Wore a baseball cap to hide from security cameras. October 1st, he rented a storage unit. Put it under a fake name. That's where he kept everything. The knife, gloves, a bag to carry the stolen items. October 20th, he started establishing his alibi. Told Amanda he'd be working late on November 15th. Big client dinner. Might not be home until after midnight. Everything was perfect. Except for one thing Michael didn't count on. Kids change their plans. And when they do, people die. November 15th, 2023, 9:47 p.m. Michael Torres crept through his own back door like a stranger. He'd been at the office until 9:30. Plenty of witnesses. Security cameras showing him leaving. Perfect alibi. Amanda was upstairs just like he expected. Taking a bath. Reading a book. Relaxed. Trusting. Michael climbed the stairs. Knife in his hand, heart pounding. This was it. After 3 months of planning, it was finally happening. He pushed open the bedroom door. Amanda looked up from her book, smiled at her husband. "You're home early," she said. "How was dinner?" Those were her last words. Michael moved fast. He'd practiced this. One quick motion across the throat. She'd be unconscious in seconds, dead in minutes. No pain, no suffering, just gone. But Amanda fought back. She was stronger than he expected. The knife slipped. She screamed. That scream changed everything. Because downstairs someone heard it. Lucas, their 6-year-old son. The sleepover had been canceled. Sophia had caught a stomach bug. They'd both come home an hour earlier. They were supposed to be at their aunt's house. They were supposed to be safe. Instead, Lucas was standing at the bottom of the stairs, wondering why Mommy was screaming. Michael heard little footsteps running up the stairs. "Mommy, Daddy, what's wrong?" That's when Michael Torres became a different person. The plan was ruined. His alibi meant nothing now. His son had seen him, would remember this night for the rest of his life. Unless there was no rest of his life. Michael made his choice in 3 seconds. Kill them all, make it look like a home invasion that went really, really wrong. A family murdered by intruders who panicked. It would work. It had to work. Because going to prison wasn't an option. I'm not going to give you all the details. Some things are too dark, too brutal, but you need to understand what happened in that house. Michael Torres didn't just kill his family. He slaughtered them. Amanda first. She was still fighting, still trying to get away, still trying to call for help. Then Lucas, 6 years old, running toward his parents' bedroom because he heard scary noises. He never made it to the doorway. Sophia was last, 8 years old, hiding in her closet, clutching her favorite stuffed animal. Michael found her there. The entire thing took 11 minutes. 11 minutes to destroy 3 lives, to turn a family home into a crime scene. But Michael wasn't done. He still had to stage the scene, make it look like strangers had done this. He broke windows from the inside, ransacked drawers, took Amanda's jewelry and their electronics. He even cut himself, small wounds on his arms, to make it look like he'd fought the attackers. Then he drove to a 24-hour diner, ordered coffee, made sure the waitress remembered him. "Rough night at work," he told her. "My family's probably asleep by now." At 1:30 a.m. he went home. Called 911. "Someone broke into my house," he sobbed into the phone. "My family, oh God, my family." The Oscar goes to Michael Torres. Except his performance had one tiny flaw. One mistake that would bring his whole lie crashing down. The police arrived at 1:47 a.m., paramedics right behind them. Michael was outside, sitting on his front steps, crying, shaking, playing the devastated husband and father. "I should have been here," he kept saying. "I should have protected them." The crime scene looked perfect, exactly like a home invasion. Random violence. Wrong place, wrong time. The detectives bought it. At first, but then Detective Maria Santos noticed something odd. Michael's clothes were perfectly clean. Think about it. Your family has been brutally murdered. You come home and find their bodies. What do? You run to them. You try to help. You check for pulses. You get blood on your hands, on your clothes. It's instinct. It's human nature. But Michael's shirt was spotless. His hands were clean. Even his shoes had no blood on them. "I couldn't touch them," he explained. "I just saw them and ran outside to call 911. Maybe it's possible. Shock affects people differently. But Detective Santos had been working homicides for 15 years. Something felt wrong, so she looked closer. The break-in pattern was too clean. The stolen items were too obvious. The family dog hadn't barked, but he always barked at strangers. And then she found the security footage from the gas station across the street. Cameras pointed at the Torres house. Footage showing Michael's car pulling into his driveway at 9:43 p.m. But remember, he told police he didn't get home until 1:30 a.m. 4 hours unaccounted for. 4 hours that destroyed his alibi. 4 hours that proved Michael Torres was a liar. The investigation took 6 months. The trial lasted 3 weeks. Michael's defense team tried everything, claimed he was framed, insisted the security footage was wrong. They even suggested Amanda had been having an affair, that jealous lover had killed the family. None of it worked. The evidence was overwhelming. DNA under Amanda's fingernails. Michael's blood at the scene from his staged wounds. The murder weapon found in his storage unit. And then there was the financial motive. The missing $850,000. The life insurance policies. The jury took 2 hours to decide. Guilty on all counts. Death penalty. Michael Torres is currently on death row, still claiming his innocence, still insisting he loved his family. But here's what haunts me about this case. Amanda knew something was wrong. For months she knew. The mysterious bank account, her husband's strange behavior, the way he'd look at her sometimes. She just never imagined it would cost her life. So please listen to your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't ignore the red flags. Don't make excuses for suspicious behavior, because sometimes the person you trust most is planning your funeral. If this story affected you, if it opened your eyes to the evil hiding in plain sight, hit that subscribe button for Crime Vault. These victims deserve to be remembered. Their stories need to be told. And maybe, just maybe, we can save the next family. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. And remember, you never really know someone until it's too late.